Well, good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to thank you for joining us for our webinar today. And this webinar is the Employer Kickoff for our MPAS Plus project. If you have questions during the webinar, you can use the question where you can type a question on your panel there through the GoToWebinar, and we will answer questions as we go through. We'll answer questions at the end. If it's more of a broad question, we'll answer it. If it's more of a specific question, we'll probably answer directly to you. So we'll go ahead and get started. And the agenda for our webinar today. Why are we hosting this webinar? It's a good question. We're going to get into that in just a second. What is the MPAS Plus project? Explain what we're doing and what our project is all about. We have some goals for communicating with you during the project that we want to go through with you so that you know what to expect from us, what your role as the employers are going to be for the MPAS Plus project, what kind of improvements we have for the employers and the improvements that we have for members and retirees, what our schedule is. This is a preliminary schedule for the MPAS Plus project, and what the next steps are. So why are we hosting this webinar? So this is just the beginning. This is a kickoff webinar, and this is a webinar for the Maryland State Retirement Agency, which we have begun a project to improve our system, to improve our business processes, to improve our overall system. And that project is called MPAS Plus. And the project will consist of modernizing and streamlining our existing processes. So we're looking at all of our business processes. How can we modernize them and streamline them to make our agency more efficient? And some of these improvements will require some updating processes from employers on our communication to you as employers, and then employers communicating to the Maryland State Retirement Agency, and also how we share data back and forth between employers and the Maryland State Retirement Agency. So why are we hosting this webinar? We're hosting this because we want to include our employees, employers, and members to create awareness of the project. We want to share ideas. We want to get your ideas from employers, from members, from retirees. We're going to be gathering some feedback, and we're going to be gathering that feedback through multiple ways of communication. We're going to have workshops, so we're hoping that as many employers as we can participate in our workshops, so that we're taking consideration what your ideas are along with our ideas, so we can come up with the best process to improve what we're doing for our members and retirees. And again, we want to continue our communication channels and hopefully improve those communication channels. So the MPAS Plus project is a technology solution that will help the Maryland State Retirement Agency modernize our pension administration, basically how we do business. So I've said MPAS a lot, and what MPAS stands for is the Maryland Pension Administration System. That is the database system that is processing all the retirement benefits, the estimates, the payroll. Everything is done through what we call MPAS. The MPAS Plus will redesign and improve our business processes. Again, we're looking to become more efficient in what we do here at the Maryland State Retirement Agency so we can better serve our customers, and we'll get into that in just a second. This project started in January 2018 and will continue through December of 2021. So it's a 4-year project. At the beginning of this project, the Maryland State Retirement Agency, we hired a consulting firm called LRWL, and they have been on board since January, and they bring with them over 30 years of experience consulting, and mostly that 30 years of consulting has been in just the public pension forum. So they are experts, they bring a ton of knowledge, and they are guiding us through this process. Oh, I think I might have skipped the screen. Oh, we're good. The goals of our project. I've stated this before, but we want to state it again. We want to improve our service to our customers. And our customers are members, retirees, and you as employers. You as employers are customers to us. So we want to improve the services that we are providing you. And through that better service, we will also be able to provide better service to members and retirees. We want to improve our productivity. So this is being able to process things faster, more reliable. We want to make sure that we can get things out to our membership as quickly as possible, whether it's refund payments, whether it's estimates of their retirement, anything that we communicate with our members or update our system, we want to improve how we are doing that. We want to upgrade the tools that are available to staff and employers. So some of those tools are listed here. So again, we're going to improve our business processes. We're basically looking at how we're doing things now and how can we do things better in the future, keeping in mind the customer first. So we are looking at it from the point of how to best serve our customers. One of the ways we're going to do that is by adding a new commercial software called Customer Relationship Management, or CRM. This will allow us to better serve our membership. This will allow us to know when we are communicating with our membership, when they call, when they send information to us, allow us to workflow items. It will allow for us to have better customer relationship with you as an employer and better be able to assist you through our CRM product. We're going to be looking at all the software that we have here at Maryland State Retirement Agency and look to improve all of our software. We are going to be expanding the employer payroll data reporting system, which we call EPDR, to basically make it an employer portal with a lot of new features. So that is one thing that you can look forward to as employers, is the expansion of EPDR to a more broad employer portal. The big ticket item at the bottom is we're going to be rolling out what we're calling mySRPS, which is a self-service for members and retirees. This will have a lot of content on there for our members and retirees, and we'll go over some of those features in just a second. But first, we want to go over the goals for communicating with employers. We know that communication is the key to success. So we want to make sure that we are communicating with the employers, with you all during this entire process and even beyond. So we want to create awareness of the system and process improvements that are being planned. So we're going to, as I said, this is just a kickoff meeting, so we will be hosting other webinars possibly in the future, or workshops, sending out further information to you with all the improvements that we are planning and working with you to implement that. We want to provide you a timeline of our schedule, which we will have here towards the end of our webinar. We want you to become comfortable with the planning and the schedule that we have, because it will have some impact on you. So we want to be able to make sure that you have enough time to do what planning you may have. We want to foster an environment of collaboration. We need you as employers to be part of this solution. So we need to work with you. We want to build a collaboration. This is not the State Retirement Agency telling employers how we need to do things. This is us working with you to collectively determine how things need to be done for the better of our system and serving our members and retirees. So we'll be providing interactive workshops to discuss our process improvements and our streamlining of our processes. We want to identify opportunities for ongoing employer involvement. So as we go through this project and even in the future, how we can better serve you as a customer and how we can involve you more in the decision making and understand what problems you may have and how we can assist you in resolving those issues. So your role as employers in the MPAS Plus project. As I said before, we need your help because you are the first point of contact for our participants. So being that first point of contact is very important. We want to make sure that you can provide as good information as possible, and you can help promote our new self-service and assist our members in using our new self-service features. We hope that it's well enough designed that they won't need too much assistance, but as always, there will be members that will. So we are hoping that you can assist us in that self-service feature. And we want you to share your knowledge. We are asking you to share some time with us and giving us that knowledge. Your ideas are important to us. We need to hear your ideas in order to become successful in this project. And when we send information, we need your feedback. So we had sent out a letter to all employers, which most of you responded to in providing us with contact information. If you know your employer has not submitted that information to us based off of that letter, we ask that you do have them complete that. I think most of you have done that, so we appreciate that tremendously. And continuing what your role is in the project, so we will be hosting webinars as we go through. Some of these may be instructional webinars, some of these may be to provide updates. We will be sending out surveys and asking for your feedback. This is to elicit how you may be doing something, what problems that you may be having, things of that nature. So we'll be sending those out periodically. We're going to be hosting process improvement workshops. This is where we need your biggest help. You will be asked to come to workshops to help us in understanding what problems that you may have or ideas that you may have. So we will be working together in those workshops to come up with a high level process that can improve what we are currently doing today. We're going to be creating a new link on our website, and this will be for us to share information regarding the project, the MPAS Plus project, where we'll be able to post some content for you and provide you updates through the project through that new link on our website. That will probably be done after the first of the year. We may have focus groups and advisory groups. So as we go on, we may be asking certain members to sit in focus groups and advisory groups to view what we're doing, assist with our maybe focus groups for our self-service website. That will be a tremendous help to us. User acceptance testing. So one of the processes that we do is when we develop new software, we do a series of testing with our business analysts. We get it to the point that we believe that it is ready for users, and then we do another round of testing, which is our user acceptance testing, work out as many kinks as we can. So we're going to ask you to assist us in the UAT testing, and then once we get that testing done, we do beta testing, which is basically testing what would be moved to production at that point. This is really important. We're one team. The Maryland State Retirement Agency, employers, participants, we are all one team, and we want to work together as one team to make this successful. If we all work together, we will be very successful in this project, and I think everybody will be very happy with the outcome of these changes. So the improvements that we're looking at for employers, this is basically what the improvement and the benefit of those improvements are. This is very high level. These are some big ideas that we've come up with that we want to show you today. And our biggest goal is to reduce your paperwork, and we want to replace that with electronic submission. If we get it electronically, we get it quicker. We can process it much faster, so that is one of our ultimate goals. So the first one, new employee change file. This file we would like to be able to get from employers. This will help us automate the employer enrollment, get termination and sick leave all from your human resources system. So through this file, once we get that up and going and it's submitted to us, maybe weekly, we haven't really worked out all that, and that's where we're going to need your help. But this can reduce the need for sending us enrollment forms. This will reduce the need for sending us information regarding somebody's termination if they're requesting a refund. This will reduce the requirement for you to send us the sick leave certification and recertification, because we can get that through the file for each person on that file. So when they go to retire, we already have that information. A new adjustment file. So this will automate the adjustments directly from the payroll system. So instead of doing the current 714 adjustment process, this will be an adjustment file similar to the payroll file. So it will automate that electronically. It should be easier for you to provide us those adjustments, and it'll be much easier for us at the Maryland State Retirement Agency to get those into our system. So that is a big bonus that we're looking to do there. Better data validation upon data upload. So those who are in payroll and submit payroll to us, you know that we are doing some validations when you're uploading that data. We want to do better data validations. So if we can identify errors up front, and instead of near retirement, that is going to be a huge benefit to all of us. And we want to be able to reduce the amount of adjustments that are coming in through the adjustment file. So the more things that we can catch up front, the better we will all be. Electronic payments. This will reduce efforts, errors, and reconciliation. Online payment for all employer billing. So this will, as you submit to us your payroll, you'll also submit the payment for that payroll online. Things such as administrative fees or the annual billing, to be able to pay those payments electronically. We want to move everybody to electronic payments. And employer self-service user management. So this will allow you as employers to update your user contacts so we can improve the communication. Right now, we primarily get new contacts once a year or when there may be a change, but oftentimes it doesn't get to us until that one time a year. So this will allow for you as the employer through an administrative role to update who your retirement coordinators are, who your payroll department people are, finance contacts. We're also asking for contacts of your IT staff, so if we need to contact them regarding IT changes, and you'll be able to manage that as well. Secure messaging. So this will be a convenient, secure method to communicate with the Maryland State Retirement Agency. So if you have specific questions about a member retiree, it can be done through secure messaging instead of through an email, which is not as secure. So we want to open up secure messaging between us and you, the employer. Now, the participant improvements, we talked a lot about what type of employer improvements there are. So we want to let you know what we have planned for our members and retirees, and a lot of you are members of our system, so these are things that you can look forward to as a member. And we're calling it mySRPS. This is the version 1, and those features will include for our members. They can account view. This will show them their dates, such as their enrollment date, when they become vested. This will show them their service credit, their salary information, their contributions. There's some other things in there for the account view. An online benefit estimator. The online benefit estimator will allow members to do their own retirement estimate. Instead of having to submit a form to the retirement agency, members will be able to go in and do their own estimate. They can do this estimate anytime prior to retirement. They do not have to be within 1 year of retirement. So as soon as we launch this, you can go in and do your own estimates. This will allow for you to do projections of your salary, allow for you to do projections as to when you want to retire, and look at your service credit information up to that point. For members who are active, they can also do sick leave, as well as change the beneficiaries. So it will be a benefit wizard. We're starting to work on that tool now, so we're very excited to be able to get that up and going for our membership. View and print personal statement of benefits and other documents. We currently have the personal statement of benefits duplicate reprint site. We're going to be moving that into this new website, the mySRPS. View and change beneficiaries. So members will be able to view and change their beneficiaries online. And also upload documents to us through a secure method. For our retirees, they'll be able to view their benefit amounts, their gross to net, their option selections. They'll be able to view their tax withholdings. They'll be able to update their tax withholdings and other deductions that they have from their checks. They'll be able to view their payment history for the last 5 years. They'll be able to update their address, their tax withholding, and also the direct deposit. They'll be able to do all that information online, and it will be a direct update to our database. And they'll also be able to view and print their 1099-R tax document. And we are looking at rolling out the participant, this website, the mySRPS, beginning the fall of 2019, so about a year away from now. We are actively working on that website now. This is our schedule. This is the MPAS Plus project schedule. This is preliminary. It is, of course, subject to change, but this is what we think it's going to look like. So on the left-hand side, you can see all the different processes that we are looking at doing. We have our customer relation management. Enroll and update members. So this is highlighted in red because this will be a change for you as the employer. That's the new file that we spoke about. Member payments, how we pay our members, the process that we have internally for that. Refunds, so when members claim refunds, we'll be re-engineering that process. Survivor claims, so for both active and retirees, when a member retiree passes away, how we process their survivor claims. Purchase of service, our 1099-R process. This is our tax process. Member offset, so somebody has a offset due to a workers' compensation offset or a domestic relations order, how we offset any type of benefit there. So we have two different work streams, work stream 1, work stream 2. This is the work is going on simultaneously, so we have basically one team working on each of these streams, so we're working in parallel. So under stream 2, our document management, this is how we get incoming documents and how we're able to view them here at the retirement agency. Employer processes, so again, this is a big change for, or a big process for employers, and this is where it will impact you as employers most, so we highlighted that in red for you. How we retire a member, our disability process, our drop accounts for our state police and law enforcement officers pension system. We have some year-end processes that we'll be looking at. And then the very bottom is the mySRPS. So as I said, we're looking to roll that out here in 2019. And then along the way, as we have changes that may affect what somebody can do online, for example, I will look at the retire member. So when we roll that out for retire member, there'll be where they can actually retire online as well. So these will get rolled out simultaneously. So for enroll update member, we'll look at this one real quickly. We'll be starting that in the third quarter 2019, which is the fall 2019. So it'll take us a little bit of time to do the actual work, and then we have when it'll be rolled out. So we're going to roll this out to employers over a 6-month period so that we can work with you in helping you with that change. So our next steps, We will be conducting employer surveys. We sent one out to get your contact information. We'll be sending additional surveys out to get some feedback from you. We'll be hosting workshops to discuss our ideas for process improvement. And we will have the new link for the Employer Plus on our website. Once that is available, we will email that out. And again, I think we're looking at getting that out after the first of the year when we can start getting some content on there for you. So that concludes our kickoff. Again, there's more information to come. If anybody has any questions, you can feel free to ask them. We will stay online for a little bit and answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so we have a couple questions. Somebody asked if we can, if the slides can be emailed. We're going to actually post the webinar that we just conducted. It's being recorded, so we will post that on the website when we set up our page, or probably even before that. So that will get posted for you. All right, there's a great question regarding the mySRPS for changing beneficiaries. The current process requires a notarized signature. The process that we are going to build through the secure website, we will have an entire validation process so that we know that the individual who is signed on is who they are. They will be doing electronic signature. So if they are logged in securely, that will replace the notary if they're going to do it online. If somebody still chooses to do it by paper, that will still require a notary. But we are working on that process to make sure that is the most secure, and we know that you are who you say you are. There's a question, are we going to build an app, a phone app for the mySRPS? We are not building a phone app. However, the website is a adaptive website. So you will be able to pull it up on your phone or on an iPad, and it will just condense the screen so that it is viewable as if you're kind of looking at it as an app. So that is part of the web design. There's a question, will we need to have our IT department involved in the process? There may be some things that your IT department or programmers may have to do as we're looking at changing some of the data that we are getting from the payroll file and also the human resources file that we're looking at. So we will probably need some IT assistance with that. Will employees be able to view their PSBs through the self-service site? Yes, the vested or inactive. So for the personal statement of benefits that will be viewable online, they will be available going back to 2015. That is the version that we have available on our website. So members that are vested will be able to go, if they're vested after that date, they'll be able to go back and see that. We are looking at being able to produce personal statement benefits for everyone, and at least posting on the website. So if somebody was vested before, at least be able to provide them with some information. But our vested members will be able to go on to the website to be able to do their online benefit estimator. So that will actually give them some even better information than the personal statement of benefits. What does LRWL stand for, which is a consulting group? That's actually the initials of the owner of the consulting group. You can look them up online and see where they've actually worked. I believe it's Leon Wexler is the owner, so those are the initials there. Will the employers be able to submit all paperwork for retirement electronically without a retirement coordinator's signature? We haven't really gotten too involved in what all those processes will be, but we hope that we can get all the information through the files and through electronically to reduce the need of needing a wet signature from the coordinator. So we believe that we can accomplish that goal. But again, we have to still go through our process improvements. But we look forward to working with you to hopefully streamline as best as possible. Somebody has a question. If somebody's in two systems, will they be able to see both accounts? It's a very good question. If somebody has multiple systems, or maybe they have a retirement account and also they're still active, maybe they are getting a benefit as a beneficiary and they're still working, they will be able to see all of their accounts. If they have multiple accounts, they will have multiple tiles or pods that they can click on to view those accounts individually. So there's a question of how we handle small satellite agencies for somebody that only has like 10 employees. So that's really important information to us to know what type of systems you're using. So we're going to be gathering that information. We currently have a clone feature through our website, but we will be working with all different types of agencies, big and small, to work through all these processes so that we develop one that works for all, or at least variations of which. So we will be working with you hand in hand to help you through these changes. So it looks like we've answered everybody's questions. We want to thank you for your participation and your good questions. We will work on getting this posted and sent out to you. And we will also be sending out surveys very soon to get additional information from you. So thank you for your attendance, and we look forward to working with you in the future.